you often think that you're more tired than you actually are.
No, timeout is on. I think that was called by the French, was it? 1 timeout per game, 45-minute games here. And we'll go for a couple of messages while this timeout happens. We see the flags flying over the horizon, the skyline of Royan. Here on the west coast of France for the World Championships of Beach Ultimate. We've had a hot, hot week. Some of the weather has been absolutely stifling in the middle of the day. Teams are actually quite looking forward to 9 o'clock games despite the early start because it's so much cooler at that time of the day. We've had a number of medical referrals because of burns to the feet, the temperature of the sand soaring. Myself, Tom Stiles and Gigi Morrison covering this quarter-final match between France and Great Britain. What are France going to have to switch up to get back into this one?
It is entirely a mental game as of yet. The French coming out a bit more lackluster and just low energy compared to some of the other times I've seen them play throughout this tournament. And they definitely have it. They're athletic ladies. They're incredibly strong, and as we know just from the stats, they can perform so well.
Well, once again, a big poach there by Beck's fourth as Great Britain have come down with the zone. Ellie Hand on the chase. Beck's fourth waves a hand at that one as it drifts over her head, safely making it into the hands of Richon. Full swing. This is more confident from the French now. Maybe they'd like to play against the zone. It's the athleticism of Great Britain they've struggled with so far. Moving nicely now. Stall count rises. Block forward. Step up. Katie fourth. Pulls that down for another turnover. Big disc floating to Ellie Hand. She's got it in her sights and she collects. Long legs eating up the sand. Not short, not far from the end zone. She drops it into the hands of Lasma Petrina.
A lot more confidence coming from the French after that. It was a different zone from what we've seen before. That looked almost like an arrowhead zone. Something which leaves a lot of space for the French to break through, which they have done and which they showed in that zone, but just a minor error which Katie Forth managed to completely capitalize on, and I think that's her third D of the game so far.
Yeah, Katie in so many ways showing her experience and skill. I started doing commentary jobs in Paganello back in 2007. Katie and Bex were both playing for, I've forgotten the name of their team. Bliss. They were playing for Bliss in Paganello and doing extremely well. The following year they were back, both still playing for Bliss, both still winning, but both still pregnant at the same time. So dedication to this sport. For a number of years they've been at the very top of their game. They've played at every level. And out here on the beach, Katie was part of the USA women's team last year in London, gold medalist. But given the opportunity to play beach with her sister for Great Britain, she's got the blue shirt on this week. Mezzedin, Milan. Just beyond the outreach, French hand of Dupin goes to ground. Another turnover, another chance for Great Britain to extend their lead. Pass back to Beck's fourth. Downwind, Niamh Delaney now. Vanessa Lowe. into the end zone. Low was going towards the front of the end zone, and the disc flew over her head. I think if we check our stats, we'll see. That's the second turnover of the game for Great Britain. Their O-line completely clean. Their D-line have had 2 turnovers. But a big disc forward, impressive. Baudin spreading the plane out to the far side. Becker fakes around Varels. Tired legs from the French. Mélin into the end zone, goes down to the knees. Elise Becker with the point. French, the second of the game. The crowd cheer that one. Is it enough? Can they get more?
Elation from the French side there as they get another point on the scoreboard. That may just drive their energy up a little bit more. We see they managed to gain some composure and bang a disc into the end zone.
There's a scramble a little bit in the end there, but good composure to keep her eyes on the disc, not worry too much about the footing. Got the grab, got the point. France currently trailing Great Britain by 5 points. And they've had a shaky start, to say the least. Great Britain's defense stifling the French offense.
Yeah, this French team has worked hard over the last few months. They've had 3 training weekends, and they've actually had 2 tournaments with Germany, playing in Confed Cup and Crema Catalana. And they also finished 8th in Calafell, but they weren't at Dubai. And as we mentioned a few times before, a lot of these ladies do play for Yaka. They were at Windmill one of the previous weekends. Windmill wind up a tournament in Amsterdam where the team finished 3rd in a really beautifully tight 3-4 against Sick.
Scrampy now for Great Britain, trying to break through that French zone that's come down. Across to Kwok. Oh, missed footing, but somehow manages to regain composure. Scarampy steps to her feet, jabs it into the end zone. Avril Hunter with the 3rd point of the game for her.
Some of the most bizarre play I've seen as of yet. Just Scarampy. She's really tall, so her falling over is no issue, and just being able to reach that.
It looked like she jowed her elbow a little bit, caught it with the other hand, and she's was a little bit timid as she walked away. The composure was impressive. And is that right? That is the 3rd point of the game for Avril Hunter.
You can see Rodriguez on the line for France. She's been a really integral part of this French team so far. She's actually originally from Colombia, but she's been living in France for the past 5 years, training for this French team.
Looking to score back up the wind. Key point in the game for the French offense, trying to re-establish themselves in this one. Rodriguez, tall, rangy player. Ellie Hand forcing the disc, and it had to be quick and it had to be low. And that made it very difficult for Alice San Marco to grasp on, and very quickly Great Britain starting with a big shot into the end zone. Lasma Petrina on the end of that, an amazing shot from Jackie Varels, mid-pitch, no hesitation, sends it deep. Another punishing blow for the French, another point for the Great Britain team.
Lasma's one of these players that's a beast on pitch, but she's always smiling. It's very rare not to see her smile and joking around, and she's got a great sense of humor. And that throw just rushed a little bit for France. originally getting their offense smoothly down the pitch, and GB just capitalizing it really quickly.
Great awareness from fourth to spot Varels. French coming out on offense again. Might they be being held back to 2 points here? Short game so far. Only had 24 minutes of this game, but already Great Britain within 4 of taking the victory. 13 points is the hard cap. And the team will win. Other than that, we play 45 minutes and then add 1 to the top score at that point. Big disc downfield, just shy of the end zone. Going to have to go back. Does so. Shot across is too fast, too low. Just too low percentage.
Puto being a very good deep receiver for the French line. I've seen her running deep quite a lot, just busting it. And she can run from miles, especially on sand.
Godbold. A turn of pace. Sorry, it's not Godbold. That's Godbold. Reaching high, taking one-handed is Lucy Barnes. A disc from Barnes into this wind. Not quite what Hunter was looking for. Turnover. GB's 3rd turnover of the game. Or was it 4th? 4th turnover of the game. Got Kate Yeski doing all the stats for us down here. French under a lot of pressure, moving the disc nicely through Becker. Now in the hands of the 3-shirt of Petot. Back to Becker. Rigolet. Disc into the end zone. Yes, caught by the French. No problem this time. Showing some flow, showing some quality, and they score with Elise Becker collecting in the end zone.
Lots of support for the French ladies. The grandstands are beginning to fill up with a lot of supporters, and quite rightly so. That was some beautiful movement from number 99, Sarah Guillemot. Normally wearing number 77, but she's changed her shirt today.
See, the hard running had to be done there. Elise Becker. In the 39 shirt. And the French broadcast commentator next to us is signaling for the crowd to get up and get behind this team. The afternoon sunshine here in Royan has drained some of the energy from the crowd. The breeze is keeping us all quite cool. Delaney and Forth exchange discs. Forth grabs that fast disc, but her sidearm to Ellie Hand was a little beyond the 5-shirt. Turnover to France. It's the first turnover of the GBO line. Could it be the start of something for the French? Donnier centers it. Good progress up the far side. Richon. A reset comes out of her hand. Wonky lands on the sand. Picked up quickly. Katie Forth. Niamh Delaney. Delaney taking her time, slots it through the gap. Katie Forth available, catches at the front of the end zone to double figure their score. 10-3 they lead.
The end zone defense was quite.
You can say it.
Offside. It wasn't correctly positioned. They were maybe just relaxed on the mark, and it led for really quite an easy open side shot for GB.
Yeah, GB's handling has been clinical, their cutting has been hard, their defense has been impressive. The French never really found their stride in this game yet. When the mistakes from when Great Britain have turned over, that first turnover for the Great Britain O-line, it was because of a throwaway rather than any sort of French pressure causing the mistake. Just don't think Great Britain are going to make many more mistakes like that in this game.
We've seen stranger things happen. It could.
Stranger things have indeed happened. Yesterday, USA mixed and Philippines game, 8-2 down the Philippines were, and they came back and won it without USA scoring another point. The French, Milan, and apologies from Karen Kwok. There's that disc on the floor. Guillemot picks up for France, dusts it off. Foul called, uncontested. Downfield backhand. Nice swing pass and the continuation cut. Excellent from the French, just the final execution a little bit overcooked. The disc out of the reach of Alice San Marco as she made her cut. Some good flow. There's potential in this French side, Gigi. I think that's the most frustrating thing about watching it from our position, is they occasionally show glimpses of their potential.
Definitely, yeah. Because that offensive movement was almost flawless.
See some movement from Great Britain. A block from France. Turning over the disc from Godbold, hung up into the wind. Too much time in it. Milan floats over the top to the back of the end zone, but downwind it drifts over the head of Guillemot. Frustratedly bangs her shorts. Walks back up. And the French being given opportunities in these last 2 points by Great Britain, not taking them. Chance to take their place in the semi-finals at stake. Big margin to make up for France. Great Britain in the ascendancy right now, with Godbold to Kwok. Down the line to Hunter, who's had an exciting game. Godbold cutting up the line. Hunter goes back. Using Hurst. Big shot. Hunter rises. Godbold cutting. Fakes to the far side. Cuts. Chases. Oh, the disc from Hunter was a little bit out of her reach. Signals to her teammate to apologise. And a hand signal there. Looked like I've got a lot of money sort of hand signal. I don't know if you know that one, Gigi.
I'm not sure either, but that throw was so close. It could have been an absolutely beautiful set of offense. Just out of the reach of Godbold, and we know that Godbold will bid for anything, so that must have been zipping right past her.
Lucy Barnes signalling to the rest of the team what this defense is going to be. Brought in on the sideline by the French. Rigolier. High stall count, pressure. Oh, second time of asking, such luck from the French. Keeping this alive, Le Bon. Great presence of mind for her to see that that disc was going to be tapped on. Bit of a Mackline effort. Again, another disc just beyond the outstretch. Guillemot, she's chased hard throughout this game. The discs just have not come to her. They've not been close enough to her. Great Britain taken their foot off the gas a little bit, not quite as clinical as we've seen at the start of this game. Another opportunity. Godbold sends the big disc straight away. Chasing it down is Lucy Barnes, who catches Hunter sprinting into the end zone. Patience from Barnes, takes the second choice option, which is Megan Hurst over on the far side, who chased up there. Hunter pulling the defender out of the way. Easy point for Great Britain into the wind. Huge margin, 11-3.
GB completely pulling away from this game now. Really demonstrating how strong this team is.
Superb technique on that deep pot from Godbold. Lucy Barnes, another one of the Great Britain mixed sides that Europeans 2 years ago.
Just like to give a quick shout out to Fanseat. They're streaming games over on pitches 2 and 3, which you can watch now, and you can watch back on everything over the past few days and over the next few days as well with the upcoming finals, the semi-finals.
We've got the main pitch here. We're trying to pick the best games for you, the tightest games. This one's not turned out to be as tight as we'd hoped, but there are other matches being streamed on pitch 2 and 3. Nice cut and a great disc breaking around the back, making forward progress to Dumont. Back across to Rodriguez. And finding Dupin. Good continuation. A little bit more poise on the disc this time, the French. Pressure from Lasma Petrina forces that throw. Waving her hands around very quickly. Panicking the French 35 shirt. Lemaitre into throwing that disc. It was aimed at Rodriguez, but it was never going to get there.
Completely wrong angle of the throw, unfortunately. It just went straight down into the sand again.
Delaney to Varel's fourth. Middle of the pitch to Ellie Hand. Verrills again. Back to Hand. Pinging the disc into the hands of Katie Forth. Back to Ellie Hand. These two with experience on the beach in Italy and in Dubai. Back in the hands of Katie Forth again. Front of the end zone. Jackie Varells brings them within one of taking this game. A complete demolition job of the French team. Such impressive work from the women in blue.
So easy for this GB side. It's great handler pairing from Neve and Katie Forth. Some of the other games that we've had going on recently, currently we've got USA and Australia playing on pitch 2. That's another quarter-final going on. USA currently up 9-5. We also had in the last round, we had USA playing Australia in the open division, and we had a layout Callahan from Brett Matsuka. That was quite exciting to watch from the sideline.
Yeah, some extraordinary play from some well-known names on that American team. They're calling themselves Musa, men's USA. Low disc from Richon into the sand. Opportunity to take the game here. Megan Hurst to Kenneth, to Godbold, into the end zone. Karen Kwok dives and the disc goes into the sand. She rolls over and gets a face full of dirt for her trouble, tacoing that disc in the process. The yellow discs here on the beach to provide better contrast for you watching at home. Did a number of experiments with pink and orange and white and yellow, trying to find the disc with the best visibility. Yellow was eventually selected and used at a beach tournament down in Australia. That's why we've made the switch here. Oh, great awareness from Kenneth. Interception out of the sky. Karen Kwok sends, Kenneth bids, and she makes a grab. What an exceptional grab from Amelia Kenneth, finishing this game off in style. 13-3, a 10-point margin, and they've done it in 37 minutes. Great Britain in an emphatic way to make their journey into the semi-finals.
The bookends for Amelia Kenneth for the winning score. She'll be very pleased with that.
No hesitation from Kwok. Saw Kenneth going, floated it out in front of her, turns on the afterburners. Great fingertip grab, superb. Oh, they've entertained us here today with their impressive defense, shutting down every option the French had And the French will be disappointed with the way they've played, not bringing the energy that they promised, not bringing the pressure which we know that they can play with, ruffled by the composure that Great Britain was showing on defence. And both teams now taking the applause of the crowd and saluting the fans who've come out here in this hot sun.
It's quite unfortunate for France in this game. We've seen some incredible things from these athletes, and they just seem to have a much lower energy throughout the entire game. They had glimpses of confidence and glimpses of absolute style and swagger, something which they just couldn't carry through. And there might be tired legs, there might be nerves of the crowd and of the stream, because that's certainly a factor. It may even be the wind.
Great Britain worked hard, never let their foot off the gas. See Scarampi losing her footing, but not her presence of mind. Big shots from the French, chasing that one down. Well, thank you very much for joining us here on the live stream, the World Championships of Beach Ultimate from Royan in France. Myself, Tom Stiles, and Gigi Morrison bringing you the coverage. We'll be back in a minute with Evan Lepler for one of the men's semi-finals. Until then, thank you very much from both of us for watching.